Yahuwah HaKodesh to keep me from this worldly trash. Set me apart, circumcise my heart, transform my life. I want you to set me apart. From anything that's wrong, within me, guide my heart and lead me to spirit and truth. Spirit and truth. Spirit and truth. Spirit and truth. Shalom. Hey, y'all. And welcome to Keeper of My Sis. I am Prophetess Yahca'Anna.
And I'm Yasatari.
And we welcome you in on this beautiful Truth-Filled Tuesday. We're over here, baby. You gonna get the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help us, YAHUAH. All praises to the Most High.
All praises.
Yeah, go and put that song up.
Okay.
We are just grateful to be with you all on this beautiful Booker Tove. It is nice and sunny outside.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's chilly, but it's beautiful. And we are just filled with gratitude to be in the land of the living, to be able to have the activities of our limbs.
Yeah.
So grateful, so grateful. Lot going on in this world.
Ooh.
Whole lot going on.
Ooh, come on, sis.
We got real news, fake news, propaganda. We got all types of stuff. Wars and rumors of wars. Y'all hear that? We got wars and rumors of wars. It is what it is. Time is on our side. Yeah, the tables are turning. What a Baruch time we're in. A time we've never seen.
You feel like singing this morning? I said, you feel like singing this morning?
What song you talking about?
Because while you was talking, it came to me where even though there's so much going on in the world, we're safe in his arms. So I was like, ooh.
And that's the truth. He is safe
so
in his arms.
If you feel like it, I would love to be Baruched by your rendition.
Well, who am I to deny?
Because we are the righteous we are safe in his in YAHUAH's arms.
We are.
You know.
Truly. We truly
and like
are.
you keep reminding us, it don't matter what it look like. It don't matter what's going on out here. We good.
Yep. What was our lesson from Shabbat?
Oh gosh, hold on. Oh, the power, the provision, the protection, the promises, the purpose of the
chosen.
Yes.
Yeah. On every side.
Yes.
All of the above.
Yes.
All of the above.
And it feels good to know that we don't have to be afraid. It feels good to know that we are secure in YAHUAH or Yahuwah.
Yes.
You know, because like you said, so many people, they try to, debunk what we're saying. They try to say that we're liars or conspiracy theorists, or we're just, we don't know what we're talking about.
Or hateful and racist.
Yeah. But the proof is in the pudding, as they say.
Look, it ain't Negro men and Negro women out there eating folks. It ain't Negro men and Negro women out there bombing innocent countries and killing innocent men and women and children. It ain't us. It ain't Negro men and women that then brought this police and take off the pole and you got the what? Ice.
Ice. Ice, yep.
Well, it ain't Negro men and women that did that.
No.
It ain't Negro men and women that have caused terror throughout the whole earth.
No.
But it will be the Negro men and women who get the power.
Yes.
The transfer of power is coming back to us, whether they like it or not.
Whether they like it or not.
Yeah. The transferring of power is being shifted to the chosen, the righteous.
Into the right ruler's hands.
Come on. Come on.
The right ruler's hands.
The copper skinned, brown, black folks. I don't like you saying the word black because guess what? I just looked this up.
Oh, okay.
I just got the understanding that the word black, first of all, if you break it down, it's be what? Be lack.
Be lack, yes.
So we need to stop putting that curse on us. You break that word black down, it says be lack. Then I heard that the word black means, it actually means white. The missing of what? Color. Translucent. So look up the Greek meaning of black. See, they be trying to trick. So we got to find where the origin. Oh, that's the next one we'll look up. The origin.
It says in modern Greek, the ancient Greek word for black often okay.
You good?
Because this is the way they okay. The ancient Greek word for black was melos for masculine, and melena for feminine, and melon for neutral, often denoting dark-skinned, swarthy, or intense gloom.
So look up the origin of the word black.
Okay. The word black derives from Old English, dark ink-colored, and Proto-Germanic, burned, originating from Proto-Indo-European to burn, gleam, or flash, is rooted in the concept of scorching, linking the color to charring. Produced words for both dark and light or white/pale.
Look, I ain't crazy.
Yeah. The Proto-Indo-European base, which means to shine, flash, or burn, produced words for both dark, burned or black, and light, white/pale, as the scorching process creates both black char and bright embers. The same root produced the Old English word black, which meant pale, white, shining.
Come on.
Surviving in bleak or the surname Blake.
Like Blanco is the Spanish for white, ain't it?
Yeah.
Blanco.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Blanco is white. Yeah.
Come on. You can't make this stuff up. Go read that again.
Okay. The same root produced the Old English word black, B-L-A-C, which meant pale, white, shining, surviving in bleak or the surname Blake. Consequently, black and black, which is white, so they're saying like black is B-L-A-E-C and white is B-L-A-C, have intertwined histories.
And B-L-A-C is how Blanco is started off to be spelled in Spanish. Yeah. So, yeah, we got to stop cursing ourselves with these names that the English, because it derives from English origin. So we got to stop cursing ourselves with these names, because at the end of the day, if you really look into the meaning of what you just read, that it means be lack, because it's lacking what? Color. It's lacking any type of melanin. So that even includes black, because we're not black.
No,
we're not. This is black. Lacking what? Color. And we're not, and we're not, definitely not white.
No.
Lacking what? Color.
No. Come on, sis. Come on.
Ooh-wee. So we got to stop cursing ourselves with these words.
Yes.
So from now on, we are copper skinned, brown skinned people.
Yes.
Different shades of brown. Different shades of copper. Or even bronze.
Yes.
But we're more copper because I have more of a reddish brown tone. Even our dark skinned, pretty chocolate brown people, they have a red tint to them. All praises. So from now on,
yes,
we won't use that word.
Yes. I like that.
We are the copper skinned people, the indigenous people of the Americas. Also the original Jew. The only living Hebrews on this earth.
That's right.
Yeah, we are. And we have 12 tribes. And we are all different shades of brown. Jacob shall never wax what? Pale.
That's right.
Jacob shall never wax pale. Never. So,
never.
We're all different shades of brown if you're part of the 12 tribes. And no, we're not African.
No.
Matter of fact, you might want to start putting, if you're, filling out a job application or filling out some type of application that you have to put your ethnicity or race, you might, if you're a Negro man and woman, you need to be putting down Indian. That's what you need to be putting down. If you could get your driver's license and your birth certificate changed, get it changed. Because the wealth of this earth is about to get transferred back to our hands. The land of this earth is going to be given back to us also. All praises.
All praises. Yes, it is.
All right. Let's get a fun fruit-filled fact for today.
Oh, yes. All right. So I learned about James West. He's actually still living. He is 95 years old. He was born in Virginia, and he helped develop the foil electric microphones. And that technology is the same technology that they use for the microphones for like laptops, for our phones, for hearing aids, for video cameras. He helped develop that technology. He started liking to work with electricity when he was 12. He helped out a cousin do like some wiring and stuff when he was younger. And then he eventually went off to college, but his parents actually wanted him to go the medical route. And so he went to Hampton University pre-med, but then he went into the military. He got drafted into the military, went to the Korean War. And then when he came back, he went to Temple University, and he switched his major to solid state physics. And so then he started, and then his parents did not like that. So they kind of cut him off, and he was kind of on his own. And he struggled a little bit because he was, like I said, his parents kind of cut him off. And then when he was going to school, you know how they treat our people. So he had to kind of prove himself.
Kind of.
Yeah. It was a lot harder for him than the other folks that don't look like us. And so, but he continued on. He actually he fulfilled all of his requirements for his bachelor's and master's, but he didn't actually end up graduating. He took a internship at Bell Industries instead, and then started working on this technology for the microphones.
So he didn't get his degree?
No, he did not. He did all his. He has an honor. He has an honorary
degree,
doctorate. Yeah, but he never. He just continued to work in Bell Industries for a very long time, and then he.
That just goes to show you really don't need college.
No.
If you have the ability to, and the love to do something, if it, that's what internship is all about. It's hands-on learning. So that's really what our children is lacking, because they got our children in a box, a cell, for 8 hours learning absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Not tapping into their creativity, not tapping into their gifts, and wasting time. Really wasting time. That's why so many children, when they graduate 17, 18 years old, they're lost. They're like, I got to go flip burgers.
What do I do now? Yeah.
I got to go work at Cedar Point. I got to flip burgers. I got to be, they have not been given the advantage like white folks' kids. Not all white people kids, but because it's a lot of poor white folks now. So they got to, raise their children like we have to raise our children. But who has the most advantage? White children. And they start to, a lot of their parents, they understand, they're going to go to school, but they're going to go to a school that, like a parochial school, or like a school that is active, where the children are not sitting in a classroom all day, but they're actually stirring up their gifts, figuring out what this child likes to do, where this child is, where their genius is. So, to be honest, I feel people of color, copper skinned people, us brown and copper skinned people, we need to be homeschooling our children and then getting our children out in nature. Like, just like he said his cousin, he was 12 years old. Now this is a 12-year-old little boy.
Learning how to do electricity.
Learning how to be an electrician at 12. And it sparked his what? That's all it takes, y'all. That's all it takes. Our future farmers, our future electricians, our future plumbers, our future carpenters, our future architects, our future doctors, this is hands-on stuff that they're supposed to be doing. Not sitting in a classroom learning absolutely nothing. Because I'm going to tell you, most of these doctors that are so-called practicing, they don't know crap. They are pill pushers. They type into a computer your symptoms, and then that computer spits out a medication for you to take.
That's it. That's all.
That's the future doctor. That's your current doctor. These doctors have been in place for the last 25 years. They're not into healing you or curing you. And even the ones before that, they had to have a little more knowledge, because they didn't have laptops sitting right there in front of their face when they were putting in your symptoms and things. Now, wherever you go, these doctors have a laptop, or a nurse with a laptop right there in your face to divvy up your symptoms so they can push you out their drugs.
They're slowly getting away from the term doctor. These new prescription commercials, they're showing you, they're not saying talk to your doctor, they're saying talk to your prescriber. Talk to your prescriber. Like, this is happening right now.
Your healthcare provider.
Yep.
And that is hilarious that you even brought that up, because last night when I was watching my little movie, Now I was watching it on Tubi. The movie I was watching was on Tubi, but you know Tubi has so-called commercials.
Yep.
Every commercial was a prescription commercial.
Mm-hmm. That's
every single one.
That's all you see. Yeah.
Was a I said, in my little mind, I said, oh, the government, they've always been the biggest drug dealer ever.
Yes.
The Food and Drug Administration. They've always been the biggest drug pushers ever. But and they put it in our face. Do y'all understand what they're doing? Mm-hmm. Do you really understand what they are doing? They are pushing drugs right in our face.
Yep.
But got the nerve to put folk behind bars for selling weed or even selling crack and stuff. How you gonna put people in jail for selling such thing, and you're selling worse stuff?
Mm-hmm. And like you said, they brought this stuff into our communities.
Yes.
And then put us in prison for it.
Yes. And it was such an agenda where they put it in our communities to not just get us addicted, because that happened for sure.
Yeah.
Got lots of family members, you know, we got lots of, don't we all? I ain't the only one that got family members strung out till this day. But they put it in not just to get us addicted, but that we would sell it, and then they could come in and do what? Populate their prisons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When they're the biggest.
And then they didn't think it would leave out of the Black community, but it spilled over into the white community. But they started giving their people what? Rehab. They put our people in prison and gave their people rehab. Ain't that some bullshit? And I seen that when I started going to the white people's church. There was a lot of young white people that would come there, and they would be assigned to that church for like support. And I said, well, where the Black kids at? You got all these white kids that get to go to Youngstown and different little cities for rehabilitation, not just for smoking the drugs, or I don't know how they do drugs, popping the pill. I don't know what they was doing, but not just for doing drugs, but they were also selling drugs. But they get rehabilitation. They get to go to a young people's facility. Ain't that some stuff?
That's when I worked at the gym. I believe it's the same organization, but they would bring this group of people that were in their like 20s, 30s once a week, or maybe like once or twice a week, to come and work out at the gym for like an hour. And they were all white. And they were all in their 20s to 30s. And they're all rehabilitation.
Ain't that some shit?
Yep.
Because the drugs they put in our community spilled into their community, but they didn't treat their young people, young adults, the way they did our people.
No.
And I seen this with my first eye, and you obviously you've seen it with your first eye.
Because there was not one Black, not one of us. They were all,
but they put our people in jail. This is why the shifting of power has to come forth.
Yeah,
it has to, and it is. Yeah, all praises.
Yeah.
Well, you ready?
Yes.
It's time to praise and worship. Praise and worship. Praise and worship. Praise, 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 praise and worship.
Luxury vinyl flooring has never been more affordable with Refloor, where you get the lowest flooring prices guaranteed.
Tearing down idols and we cutting down poles. We calling back Israel to the hell we know.
To the hell we know.
Throwing out crystals We don't need these stones, and we ain't no God. That's a job for y'all. I'll praise to the Most High. I'll praise to the Most High. I'll praise to the Most High. I'll praise to the Yahuwah Israel. Tearing down idols, we cutting down poles, we calling back Israel. To the hill we go, throwing out pistols. We don't need these guns. We ain't no diamonds. That's a job for her. Calling back Israel. To the hell we go. We throwing out crystal. We don't need these stones.
We are y'all.
And we ain't no God. That's a job for y'all.
All praise to the Most High.
I can't hear you say.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Yahuwah Israel.
Woo, that's a banger. Woo, you can't help but get fired up. Yes.
The New York Times bestselling novel, Water for Elephants, comes to life on stage in the hot...
New York Times bestseller.
Hey. Y'all know nothing about this. Y'all know nothing about this.
Whoever I'ma be the one I'm with and start a new relationship with you. This is what I'll do. Thinking about the time that I spent without you makes me sad and blue. Whoever I'ma be the one I'm with and start a new relationship with you. This is what I'll do. Thinking about the time that I spent without you makes me sad and blue. I gave the world so much time. I gave the world all my mind. I'm tired of everything that's came against me. I'm coming back to you, Abba. I'm coming back to my Father. I'm coming back to build a relationship with you. So I'm back on your time, back on this grind, ready to give up your life for mine. I'm ready to give it all to you. I'm ready to live my life for you. I'm with a new relationship with you. This is what I do. Thinking about the times that I lived without you. Makes me sad and blue. The one I'm with and start a new relationship with you. This is what I do. Thinking about the time that I spent without you. Makes me sad and blue. I'ma spend the rest of my life, y'all, worshiping Abba, singing, praising, lifting, raising, clapping, stomping, hopping, jumping, declaring all He's done in my life. Yahushua, the perfect sacrifice. Never known a man to love me like this. That devil tried to steal my relationship. Never again can you come in between me and God. I'm under new management. Under new management. I found love. Under new management. I found love. Under new management. I found love. Under new management. Hey. New relationship with you. This is what I do. Thinking about the time that I spent without you. Makes me sad and blue. Yeah. New relationship with you. This is what I do. Thinking about the time that I spent without you. Make me sad and blue. You make me wanna. It's a new relationship with you. This is what I do. Thinking about the time that I spent without you. Makes me sad and blue. You make me wanna leave the one I'm with and start a new relationship with you. This is what I do. Think about the time. Think about the times. Hey. Think about the times. Think about the times that I spent. Think about the times that I spent without you. Think about the times. Think about the times. Yeah. Think about the times. Yeah. Think about the times that I spent without you. Makes me sad and blue. You make me wanna leave the one I'm with and start a new relationship with you. This is what I do. Thinking about the times that I spent without you. Makes me sad and blue.
Come on, sis. Come on with that.
That was made in my closet on a cheap microphone.
Come on.
Made in my closet.
Come on.
Made in my closet.
Fire.
Mm.
That fire. That just reminds me of like how each new day it is a new beginning, like you've been telling us. So each day we have a new beginning and a new relationship with Daddy.
Okay. Yes.
Ooh, and it is sad thinking about the times when we was lost, where we was misled, where we was lied to, where we was just
all that time wasted. But all praises.
All praises.
We here now.
Okay. Ooh.
We ain't lost no more.
No, we not. We ain't deceived no more.
No more.
Ooh.
We ain't powerless.
No more. No more. Come on. Come on.
All praises. Yes. Mm. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, give thanks unto my Yah, for He is good. Yes, He is good. Oh, give thanks unto my Yah, for
middle of it.
Okay.
I just want to hear the music right there.
Okay. I'll be right there.
I know you would.
Okay, but don't be nothing.
I can count on her.
All praises to YAHUAH. All praises.
Yes, Hunty, that was good.
Yeah, and it was. Ooh.
Your kids come home from their weekend soccer game. You spent the day.
Not knowing how we'll get through this test, but holding on to faith you know best. Nothing catches you by surprise. You got this figured out, and you're watching us now. And when it looks as if we can't win, you wrap us in your arms and step in. Everything we need to survive, you got this in control. And now we know that you made a way. When our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over, you made the way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. Now we're looking back on where we come from. Because of you, it's nothing we've done to deserve the love
were against the wall,
and it looked
as if it was gold.
for you. Now we're standing here,
And we're standing
only
because you made
you made a way. When our backs were
against the wall,
and it looked
as if it was
over you. Now we're standing here,
standing
only
because you made a way.
You move mountains, you cause the walls to fall with your power. Upon miracles, there is nothing that's impossible. And we're standing here only because you move mountains, you cause the walls with your power. Upon miracles, there is nothing that's impossible. And we're standing here only because you move mountains. Yeah. With your power upon miracles, there is nothing. No. Standing here only because you made. And we're standing here only because you made a way. You made a way. What? You made. Oh, you made. Don't know how,
But you did.
yeah. Don't know how,
But you did.
Don't know why, but I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. Over and over and over. Over and over and over. You keep on loving me. You keep on keeping me. Don't know why. Yeah. Standing here only because you made a way. And I'm grateful.
Yeah, okay. Ooh,
I'm grateful.
Why non-slip mats still
yes.
Ooh, Father, I'm so grateful.
Come on. Ooh.
Thank you, Abba.
Yes, thank you.
And even now, in this time that we going through with the oppressor,
Mhm.
he's making
Making
a way.
right now.
Right now, he's making a way for the Negro man and the Negro woman.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Oh, Goshen is coming, baby.
Yes.
We're going to be sitting back, watching them destroy themselves.
Yes.
Abba is making a way.
Yes, he is. Right now.
Mhm.
Right now.
Oh, right now.
Mhm. Yes, he is.
My. Oh, thank you, Father.
He's setting it up.
He is.
Come on.
Oh. We will be delivered from our enemies.
That's right. That's right. All of them. Every single one. They will be
This fall, thousands of homeowners in Ohio are switching from gas to a heat pump system. Here's why. These new all-electric cold climate heat
You reign on the throne, for you are Yah and Yah alone. Because of you, my cloudy days are gone. I can sing to you this song. I just want to say that I love you more than anything. I lift my hands in total adoration unto you. You reign on the throne, for you are Yah and Yah alone. Because of you, my cloudy days are gone. I can sing to you this song. I just wanna say that I love you more than anything. Hold me in your arms. You are my shelter from the storm. When all my friends are gone, you were right there all along. I never known a love like this before. I just wanna say that I love you more than anything. I love a higher, I love a higher. I worship in I just wanna tell you, to tell you that I love you. Yeah, I love you more than anything. I love a higher, I love a higher. I worship in I just wanna tell you, that I really love you. Yeah, I love you more than anything. Yeah, yeah, I love the higher, and I worship. Just wanna tell you that I really love you. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, yeah, I love the higher. Oh, I worship. Wanna tell you that I really love you. Yeah, I love you more than anything. Ooh, yeah. So much more, so much more. Yeah, I love you more than anything. Yeah,
I'm so glad I got a voice to that I can voice my own opinion about my daddy.
Come on.
Ain't no rock crying out for me. Ain't somebody else crying out for me. I get to cry out for myself. I get to let him know how much I love him on my own.
Yeah.
Somebody can't speak. Somebody can't say.
That's right.
Yeah, I love you more
than anything.
Somebody can't say it. Ooh.
Can't say YAHUAH.
Ooh.
I love you, YAHUAH. Ooh. Thank you, YAHUAH. Ooh. Praise be to YAHUAH.
Yeah. To the Most High.
Come on.
Ooh. Oh,
come on.
Because YAHUAH is my shepherd, I have everything that I need. He helps me rest in the meadow's grass, and he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. Saved in his arms. Because YAHUAH is my shepherd, I have everything that I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, and he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. Yeah, that's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. Saved in his arms. When the storms of life are raging, and the billows they roar. Don't you know that I'm so glad he shall hide me. I'm so glad he shall hide me. When the storms of life are raging, I can't help but give him praise. He shall hide me. I'm so glad, I'm so glad he will hide me. Safe it is in his loving arms. Thank you.
Toda.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ooh. Toda. We are safe. Woo!
In the master's arm.
Man, I felt all of that.
In our creator's arms.
Woo! Yes.
In the sovereign's arms.
Yeah.
We are
Ooh,
safe.
yes. Yes. He shall hide us.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Mhm.
When the storms of life are raging.
In our daddy's arms. In our daddy's
Yes.
arms. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, a daddy would lay his life down for his babies.
Come on. Yes.
Ooh.
Every breath.
Mm-hmm. All right. Shalom, everyone. Thank you for coming in to Keeper of My Sis. We some singing sisters this morning.
Yes.
Goodly. And it's early.
Mm-hmm.
But all praise to the Most High.
Praise to the
Ahaya.
Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Ahaya.
For strength, for being in the land of the living, for provision, for protection, for his promises, for our purpose.
Woo! Power.
Woo, for power. Thank you. Ahaya.
Ooh.
And we appreciate you coming in and joining us on today. If you are edified by what we are doing, the sisters are doing, please please share. And and if you're on YouTube, subscribe.
Mhm.
All praises. We
Yeah.
love you all. And thank you. We want to thank our new subscribers on YouTube.
Yes.
The sis was telling us that we have some folks that have subscribed. We want to tell you
Yes.
thank you,
Thank
and we
you.
appreciate you for subscribing to our YouTube page.
Yes.
We are just excited at what Daddy is doing.
Oh, yes, we are.
Not just for us, but for you guys.
Yes.
So we love you guys. We love you.
Yes. It's an exciting time for the righteous, for the chosen.
What she said.
Woo!
What she said right there. It
Ah.
is. And we are we're just expecting greatness. You
Yes.
know, that's
Ooh.
the expectation. The expectation is we're about to see and be partakers of something so royal, so regal, so uplifting, so high vibrational, so transferable, so Gadov.
Yeah.
It is going to blow a lot of our people's wigs back. It's gonna blow our wigs back, sis.
Mhm.
Yeah. The reverence that Father is about to show his chosen, the reverence that he's about to make the world give unto us.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. There's a lot of stuff in that Bible that is true.
Wow.
They will bow down at our feet
Mm-hmm.
and say, you are the children of
you are the
Higher.
children of Ahaya.
Yeah.
Woo.
Surely we have
Inherited lives
lives
from our fathers.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah. It's gonna happen.
Ahaya is within you.
Come on.
Ooh.
Ain't that's what it said.
Mhm.
And it's a lot of truths in that thing called the Bible. It's a lot of deception too. But you got to know which is which.
Mm.
What was you going to say?
I hearing that song, Expect the Great. Expect the Great. Expect the Great.
Yeah, that's a fire song. And yes, we have a spirit of expectation
Yes.
of what our Haya is going
So
to do.
awesome. And they will have no choice. That victory is going to be so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
When they have no choice but to bow down and say, surely Ahaya is within you. Surely you are the sons and daughters of Ahaya.
Yes.
Surely we have inherited lives.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
how sweet.
Oh,
That is so near.
yes.
It's not 20 years off,
No,
50 years off, 100 years off.
no,
It's
near.
here
It's-
right now.
Yes. Yes.
Happening before our very eyes.
Yes. Yes. This is why you have to get out of their system.
Yes.
This is why you have to get out of the Babylonian system. I'm talking all of it. You got to get out of all of their system. Yeah, you got to get out of it. The main one is that religion. You need to get out of those
idol
cults.
worship. That cult.
Those cults. Yeah.
Mhm.
Christianity, Muslimanity, Hebrewanity, Buddhianity, Buddhianity, Hare Christianity, whatever other Satanist Christianity, whatever
Mhm.
religion you in, because they all are idolatry.
Mhm.
Every last one of them.
Mhm.
Every last one of them. Yep, we the children, and we don't worship idols.
No.
We don't worship idols. We understand that YAHUAH, the creator, is within us.
Yeah.
He doesn't reside in buildings made by man's hands.
That's right.
The divine understand that we are connected to nature.
Yeah.
We are connected to Abba's creation. We don't do that religious stuff. We don't worship him the way the heathens, the pagans worship their elves.
No, we do not. He
We
don't
don't do
want
that.
that. He don't want that.
He hates it. He
Mhm.
despises it.
It's abomination.
He said, I don't want your feast days.
Mm-mm.
I don't want your Shabbats.
Your new moon.
Your new moons.
None of it.
None of that.
Your slaughtering.
Your Passovers.
Yep.
No, he don't want none of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely none of it. So, if you're doing feast days and you're doing all that, that's not of the Most High. I know y'all don't like to hear that because
I've seen them go like this.
The Hebranities, boy. Look, you Hebranities, all y'all did was switch your Christianity and put some fringes and a head wrap on and call it feast days. He don't want none of it. It's abominable to him. And we've been to some feast days when we were into Hebrewanity and we worship that idol Yahushua. We went to different Passovers and stuff like that. And yeah, we were partakers.
Yeah.
We were partakers.
I love what you do with your family, sis, and how it doesn't have to be a certain thing. You just say, you know what? I feel like we're going to get together.
Yeah.
Let's just righteously get together.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful time because our people are supposed to come together and we are supposed to fellowship and everything, but it doesn't have to be on a certain day with certain rules and certain, no, just everybody, we're going to pick this day, this time, and we're going to come together and enjoy each other. I thank you for that example.
All praises. All praises. Because we know the pagan holidays, is pushed by Christianity. But all of it's all about money. All of it.
Come on, sis.
Ain't nothing of it got nothing to do with righteousness. Nothing. I don't care what they lie into. Oh, well, it's family time and blah, 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 blah. None of it has anything to do with righteousness. Because family time, it can be any day, anytime.
That's right. It doesn't have to be on Xmas or 4th of July or
because those have agendas.
Easter.
And those when you partake in such pagan activities, there's an agenda behind them.
Ritual.
And there's a ritual that you partake in whether you like it or not.
Yep. Come on.
But y'all don't want to hear that. Even in your religious organization, when you drinking blood and eating flesh on the first Sunday. Here you is worshiping on Sunday. Sun worship, Baal worship. Then you're calling out Baal's name in your religious organization. No, we don't call out Baal. Yeah, you do. You say what? Lord. Lord is Baal. Yeah, y'all don't want to hear that either, do you? Then you're saying Jesus. You're crying out to your idol Jesus, which is Earth Pig. Jesus. Jesus. And we know that Jesus is not. If the Messiah was real, listen to this. If the Messiah was real, we understand his name definitely wouldn't have been Jesus.
Okay.
There's no letter J in Hebrew. So his name couldn't have been Jesus. Oh. So the letter J actually comes from Old English.
Come on.
Oh,
come on.
It comes from Old English. And we know that Old English likes to cast what? Spells.
Trick, deceive.
Curse. And we found out recently that who is this Jesus? The deceiver. Lucifer.
The bright and morning day star.
The bright morning star. Isaiah 14:12. Revelations 22:16. Jesus himself even says,
Mhm.
I, Jesus,
Mhm.
day star, or
Mhm.
I, Jesus, bright and morning star.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know y'all want to hear that.
They
And so
don't.
that includes that Yahusha. So they got the same story. All
Yes,
y'all
they
did was
do.
change his skin to black, right?
Mhm. And change his name to Hebrew.
And change his name to a Hebrew name. So that Yahusha is Lucifer too. Shoe fits, you got to wear
That image on the wood that does not save.
Say it again, sis.
The image on the wood that does not save. It
Mm.
was right there the whole time.
The whole time, right in front of our faces. That's Isaiah 45:20.
No knowledge did we have at that time, sis.
We didn't. We didn't.
But YAHUAH has brought us into the knowledge of the truth.
Come on. Come on.
The knowledge of the truth.
Facts.
Unlike the silly women in the church houses, laden with sin, ever learning but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. We don't know them silly women, girl.
No, we not. No, we. That's why we have such a broad male following. A lot of men follow us because we're not silly women.
Yes, that's right.
You know, we're not following that religious trend.
Come on.
That religious dogma, doctrines of what? Devils. That's why we have a way larger following of men than we do women.
Yeah.
And it's exciting because, you know, men, that you'll go into these religious organizations and it's a whole building full of who? Women. Because men understand this is a crockish.
They do.
Most men, they understand that church building is a crock of
and they don't want
nothing to do with it.
And that's actually righteous.
It is very righteous. It's very righteous. And so, you know, you go into these buildings and it's nothing but women all over the place. And the men that are in there, are effeminate. Very effeminate. Hey, if the shoe don't fit, if it don't apply, don't cry. But most men that's in these religious buildings are very effeminate. Mm-hmm. Very
tight pants, showing their ankles,
or even on the down low.
Yes,
the down low.
That part.
So all praises that, you know, Father has completely brought us out of that trash.
Yes.
That trash. And that's what we want for our Negro brothers and sisters, our copper skin, brown skin brothers and sisters, because you all are the chosen people of the Most High. And he just wants you to understand that he lives in you. You don't need to be going to no building. You don't need to be giving your money away. Invest in yourself. Invest in in people that are living righteous and doing righteously. There's so much that you can be doing out there and learning and partaking in and stirring up your own gifts. But many of y'all brainwashed. Mm-hmm. Your time and energy goes to the oppressor at your 9 to 5, and then the rest of your time and energy goes to your religious organization. Jacked up, messed up. Oh, I'm being a good servant. You weren't born to be a servant. You're born to be a ruler.
Come on.
You were born to be a ruler. YAHUAH never created us as servants. We are his children. Do you call your children servants? Oh, those are my servants. No. Do you call your children servants? Hail to the no. Children's are heirs. Mm-hmm. That means they're little gods and little goddesses. Mm-hmm. Princes and princesses. Kings and empresses. Emperors and empresses, judges, rulers, but you sitting around calling yourself a servant. Our daddy, our YAHUAH, our YAHUAH does not call us servants. He calls us children, chosen. The apple of his eye. Ain't nobody servant of the apple of the eye. Ain't nobody servant the apple of their eye. That's bullcrap. A servant is what we're going to have once these tables completely all the way turn. We're going to have servants, male servants and female servants. Whew. But y'all just want to continue to be slaves. All right, sister, you got anything?
No, I'm excited. Ooh. All praises to YAHUAH. Ooh. What a beautiful day. Beautiful time.
All right, let's get into our book.
All right.
We are on what, chapter 15?
15. This is Black AF History, the Un-Whitewashed Story of America.
Wow.
By Mr. Michael Harriot.
Get into it. Oh, praise.
Yes. This is chapter 15, The Race of Politics. Uncle Rob explains the two-party system. As you consume this collection of stories about the Black experience, you will invariably have questions. For instance, you might notice for the first half of America's history, the Democrats were the bad guys who fought to uphold the institution of slavery, Jim Crow, and legalized racial subjugation. Then, all of a sudden, the Democrats became the good guys. One of their favorite assertions of Candace Owens and other Black people who happily let white people touch their hair is that Negroes have been bamboozled by the Democratic Party. They often ask why the Democratic Party tends to get the Black vote by default. I'm sure you have heard some variation of this argument. With a false sense of superiority bestowed upon them by conservative Negro whisperers, they will say that Black voters are stuck on the Democratic plantation. They argue that Democrats started the Ku Klux Klan and supported segregation, while Republicans are the party of Lincoln, self-determination, and most of all, bootstraps. But how did it happen? It's actually a valid question. Until Carol Moseley Braun's election in 1992, every African American who served in the U.S. Senate belonged to the Republican Party. 21 Black men served in the House of Representatives as Republicans before a Black Democrat was elected. The Democratic Party, on the other hand, was until the 1960s the party of the South. It was the party of social conservatism. It wanted to preserve slavery and segregation. The party's Southern contingent generally opposed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. It was the party of states' rights, small government, and Jim Crow. They wouldn't even allow Black people to be present at their convention until 1924. So what happened? Why is it that 80% of Black voters have consistently identified as Democrat over the last 25 years, while the GOP electorate has been at least 80% white? Why hasn't a Republican presidential candidate won a majority of Black voters in 50 years? What happened to make America's two-party system so racially polarized? To show the evolution of the current two-party system, perhaps it would be useful to examine a few quotes from important historical figures of our past. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Uncle Rob. Mikey's in there looking through some books. He said something about finding some quotes from Black historical figures about voting. And you know what? I'm Black, and I was born in 1949, which makes me a historical figure. Plus, who knows more about politics than your favorite uncle? I don't know why that boy thinks you want to hear from some dudes in old black and white photographs instead of people who were actually affected by it. Then again, the boy reads too much. I bet he didn't tell you that he pronounced W.E.B. Du Bois' name as Du Bois for years until I told him that it's pronounced Du Bois. I blame his mama. She went to that uppity all-black boarding school and came back speaking fluent French. But you know who can give you the real lowdown on the history of white politics? Moi. Before I was born, Black voters were as likely to identify as Democrats as they were Republicans. In the South, it was a little different. Like many voters in the South, my mamas in them identified as Republicans because they said Southern Democrats were kind of racist. And when they said kind of racist, you got to keep in mind that Southern folk think the sun is kind of hot. Black folks in the South never say what they mean. Like when a black woman tells you that she has a trick for your ass, she is not about to teach you magic. Your best bet is to disappear like black folks did from the Republican Party. And I heard you wanted to know why that happened. If I was writing a history book, I would start by explaining that Federalists, like Alexander Hamilton, wanted a strong central government, a national bank, and a federal army and navy. Democrat Republicans, like Thomas Jefferson, on the other hand, who saw big government as a threat to their individual liberties, favored low taxes and a concept called states' rights. Mikey's probably told you some gobbledygook about the dispute over the formation of a national bank, international policy, and national credit. But to understand the politics of baby America, all you have to know is one fact. White supremacy is the defining characteristic of America's politics. While other political, economic, and social issues have mattered more or less over the years, white supremacy has been the organizing principle of American politics before America even existed. Of course, your raggedy history book will explain how the nation's first two political factions, the Federalist and the Anti-Federalist, was about representation, states' rights, and taxation, and not humanity or white supremacy. They'll say the Federalists wanted a strong federal government, a national army, and a central bank that handled the country's debts, while the Anti-Federalists favored states' rights, a weaker executive branch, and a government that wasn't dominated by New England merchants and northern aristocrats. But a lot of the beef was about slavery. Even though many Federalists owned slaves, Anti-Federalists were afraid that a strong federal government dominated by northern aristocrats could essentially ban the institution. They wanted their new nation to treat in the manner suggested by a more beloved group of men known as the Isley Brothers once suggested, "It's your thing, do what you want to do." And so they compromised. Ultimately, the new Constitution of the United States of America actually told the states who to sock it to. After the founders signed away 2/5 of Black people's humanity in exchange for political appendicy, the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists formed into two parties. The Federalists became the Federalist Party. They were religiously puritanical, pro-big government, and strong in New England. The Anti-Federalists became the Democrat Republicans, a party that favored an agrarian economy, smaller government, and states retaining more rights. It is important to note that neither party was overly concerned with the abolition of slavery. Each had anti-slavery factions, but aside from the New England states that had abolished slavery, the Democrat-Republican Party dominated early American politics. By the election of 1824, the Federalist Party had collapsed, and the Democratic Republicans had splintered into two factions. Andrew Jackson actually won the popular vote in 1824 and had more electoral votes. But because none of the candidates, all of whom were Democratic Republicans, won a majority of electoral votes, the House of Representatives elected New Englander John Quincy Adams as president. After the corrupt bargain, Jackson desperately wanted a rematch against John Q., but Johnny was already the Democrat-Republican nominee. So Jackson's homeboys from Tennessee took their horses down to Old Town Road and nominated him for the president under the banner of Jackson Party. When Jackson beat the brakes off of John Quincy Adams in the rematch, Jackson's conservative pro-slavery supporters created a political organization called the Democrats. At their inaugural convention in 1840, the Democratic Party adopted its first official platform: resolving that all efforts of the abolitionists or others made to induce Congress to interfere with questions of slavery have an inevitable tendency to diminish the happiness of the people and endanger the stability and permanency of the Union, and ought not to be countenanced by any friend of our political institutions. The Democrats' main platform centered around the concept of nullification, the idea that states had the right to invalidate laws they deemed unconstitutional. Of course, the only law they wanted to nullify was the one about owning human beings. Democrats thought the federal government should leave those decisions up to the states. It is true that the Republican Party was founded on the principles of anti-slavery. Founded in 1854, the GOP's only real concern was stopping the expansion of owning men. They were so in favor of ending America's peculiar institution that members were often called Black Republicans as a slur. And trust me, they weren't talking about Kanye West. Republicans also elected the first woman to Congress, supported Black suffrage, and pushed for civil rights legislation before Martin Luther King was born. The Civil War, in effect, was a clash over the evolution of America's two political parties, one that wanted the right to own men and another that vehemently opposed the possession of human beings by others. In 1870, the United States ratified the 15th Amendment, declaring, "The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude." Although most historians focused on the formerly enslaved Black voters in the South, before the 15th Amendment, states like New York and New Jersey forbade African Americans from voting. After the Civil War, Black voters formed Union Leagues, secret advocacy groups that met in Black churches or schools to discuss civic and political issues. Aside from practicing a new popular dance called the electric slide, these leagues usually supported Republican candidates and encouraged millions of Black men to register to vote. Women were not yet allowed. After the Civil War, Mississippi's voting-eligible population was suddenly majority Black, and the Black voter registration rate was more than 96.7%. The South's white minority couldn't stand it. After the Compromise of 1877 formally allowed the Democratic-controlled white minority to disenfranchise Black people, the state's Black voter registration dropped to less than 6% by 1892. This is why the highest turnout in the history of presidential politics happened in 1876, when Black voter suppression tactics were not yet enshrined into law. Of course, white Republicans began to get antsy about the growing Black majority ruling their party, too. They eventually formed an all-white faction of the party. In 1888, the Texan Norris Wright Cuney, a Black Republican, began to fight against the white party leaders who wanted to use the Jim Crow laws to oust Black elected officials from the state convention, calling the faction the Lily White Movement. Not
the Lily White Movement.
The Lily White Movement. That's really close to Willie Lynch. Lily White Movement. Not to be confused with Lil White, a Caucasian SoundCloud rapper that I've never heard, but I'm sure exists. In 1890, the Lily Whites had successfully created two factions of the Republican Party, distancing themselves from efforts to protect civil rights and joining Democrats to suppress Black voters throughout the South. Meanwhile, a Black and Tan faction emerged because organized white supremacist violence helped the Lily Whites gain power. In the early 20th century, white Republicans often ran as Lily Whites in state and local elections, while Black candidates ran under the Black and Tan banner. Composed of Black voters and the few white politicians who had not sided with white supremacy, the Black and Tan movement soon became a minority within the Southern GOP. In 1921, Richmond, Virginia's Maggie Lena Walker, the first black woman to open a bank, ran for the state superintendent of schools under Virginia's Lily Black ticket with gubernatorial candidate John Mitchell Jr., who owned a bank in a section of Richmond known as Black Wall Street. The moguls eschewed the black and tan ticket partly to point out that the party's hypocrisy after Virginia's Republican Party banned blacks from attending the state convention. The Republican Party tried every imaginable tactic to lure Southern white voters to their side, even outlawing seasoned chicken at their conventions. A few whites joined the GOP when William Taft's 1908 presidential campaign pushed his Southern policy promise to not appoint African Americans to federal jobs in areas where it would lead to racial conflict.
And I hope y'all understand that they still do these same tactics today. They still cock block from putting black people into judicial places, different political positions, governmental positions. They still do the same tactics, y'all. Go ahead, sis.
When Democrat Woodrow Wilson won the election in 1912 on a promise of rolling back any gains African Americans had made since emancipation, Du Bois said, "It is no exaggeration to say that every enemy of the Negro race is greatly encouraged, that every man who dreams of making the Negro race a group of menials and pariahs is alert and hopeful." The dividing line in American politics was suddenly clear. The party that won the votes of conservative white racists would win the South and Midwest. African American voters overwhelmingly supported Franklin Roosevelt's 4 presidential campaigns in 1932, in 1936, in 1940, and 1944. But for other contests, as many blacks identified as Republican as Democrat. Then in 1948, disgusted with Democrat Harry Truman's order to desegregate the U.S. Army and the Democratic Party's support for anti-Jim Crow laws, 35 delegates from the Deep South walked out of the Democratic National Convention and formed the State Rights Democratic Party, Dixiecrats. Black voters flocked to the Democratic Party. To be clear, black people didn't switch parties. Their votes had always been split between the two political factions. They just stopped voting for Republicans. Indeed, they had a trick for the racist Republicans' collective ass. But as St. Jerome said in the Bible, white people gone white. For the most part, Southern whites kept voting for Democrats.
He says St. Jerome.
That's what he said. For the most part, Southern whites kept voting for Democrats, and Republicans couldn't get a foothold in the South. Republican Dwight Eisenhower won everywhere but the Solid South in 1952 and 1956. Then, in September 1957, Eisenhower sent federal troops into Arkansas to enforce the desegregation of Little Rock Central High School. In 1963, John F. Kennedy, a Democrat, broke with the party ideology and used Eisenhower's playbook to send in the white stormtroopers, the Alabama National Guard, to force desegregation at the University of Alabama. Then came the breaking point that would basically change the party affiliation of Southern voters. Shortly before the election of 1964, Democrat Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. Aside from Jimmy Carter in 1976, the Solid South would never vote for a Democratic president again. Those good old Republicans who never read a white lie they didn't like would like you to believe that Republicans supported the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Democrats opposed it, which is only partially true. To understand the change in both parties' ideology, all one has to do is count the votes. There were 94 Southern Democrats in the House of Representatives. 8 voted for the bill. There were 11 Southern Republicans in the House of Representatives. 0 voted for the bill. The Northern House Democrats voted in favor of the bill 145 to 9. The Northern House Republicans favored the bill 138 to 24. Of the 21 Southern senators, Democrat or Republican, only 1 voted in favor of the Civil Rights Act, a Texas Democrat. As you can see, it wasn't the Democrats who opposed the Civil Rights Act and the Republicans who favored it. Everyone supported the Civil Rights Act except representatives from the South. Southern politicians from both parties voted against the legislation. And even further, every poll for the era shows that Southern whites opposed the law. The Civil Rights Act was signed on July 2, 1964. In the presidential elections that year, 94% of non-white voters voted for the Democratic candidate Lyndon Johnson, boosting him to a win over Barry Goldwater. But Goldwater, a Republican, managed to win 5 Southern states in that election, which was unheard of for a Republican. How did Goldwater do that? He won those states by opposing the Civil Rights Act. He knew that a majority of white Southerners felt Negro rights groups were asking for too much on civil rights, while the rest of the country felt the groups were asking for about what they should. And just before the election, his vice presidential running mate and Republican National Committee Chairman, William E. Miller, gave a speech warning America that the civil rights protests were the payoff of the soft-on-crime, society is to blame breed. Breed? I haven't heard anything as racist as breed until 40 years later when I was called a dindu, as in when the police arrest black guys, they always say, I didn't do nothing. Say what you will about Republicans, but they are inventive when it comes to euphemisms for the N-word. In 1968, Strom Thurmond teamed up with Richard Nixon, the 1968 Republican presidential candidate, who was convinced that a Republican could win the South if he was willing to dog whistle racism to the Southern voters. Along with H.R. Haldeman, they developed the Southern strategy by emphasizing Nixon's belief that the whole problem is really the blacks. The key is to devise a system that recognizes this while not appearing to. Nixon won the 1968 election by carrying 7 former Confederate states, a remarkable feat for a Republican. In his 1972 re-election, he doubled down on the racist rhetoric and won every single state in the South. Since that election, only Jimmy Carter won a majority of the old Confederate states, formerly known as the Solid South. The old Confederate states fused into a Republican voting bloc few Democrats had been able to penetrate. In 1981, Lee Atwater, the political campaign architect who refined the Southern strategy for Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush, described the Republican Party's winning template. You start out in 1954 by saying nigger, nigger, nigger. By 1968, you can't say nigger. That hurts you, backfires. So you say stuff like forced busing, states' rights, and all that stuff. And you're getting so abstract. Now you're talking about cutting taxes, and all these things you're talking about are totally economic things. And a byproduct of them is blacks get hurt worse than whites. We want to cut this is much more abstract than even the busing thing, and hell of a lot more abstract than nigger nigger. On August 3rd, 1980, a new Republican presidential hopeful was searching for a spot to make a big political statement. Instead of speaking in his home state of California, he chose a place that was sure to rile up his base of angry white Southern supporters, the Neshoba County Fair in Philadelphia, Mississippi, which happened to be the site of Emmett Till's murder. In 1964, when members of the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan abducted and murdered James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, Klan organizer Edgar Ray Killen was arrested and charged with the murders, but his first trial ended in a hung jury. On August 4th, 1964, 44 days after they disappeared, authorities found the bodies buried in a dam on the Old Jolly Farm, a stone's throw from the open field where Reagan chose to give his speech. As the mostly white crowd that included members of the Klan looked on, Reagan gave a 33-paragraph, dog whistle-filled speech about the dangers of welfare and outsiders to a rousing round of applause. That man knew what he was doing by conjuring up the worst elements of whiteness. He believed that he could employ the Southern strategy and cement the South as Republican territory. More than 15,000 people showed up. I'm not saying this was racist because I don't have to. I believe in states' rights, explained the man who would become the conservative Beyonce. And I believe that we distorted the balance of our government today by giving powers that were never intended in the Constitution to that federal establishment. And if I do get the job I'm looking for, I'm going to devote myself to trying to reorder those priorities and to restore to the states and local communities those functions which properly belong there. The states' rights speech would become part of political history. 3 months later, that candidate, Ronald Reagan, enjoyed one of the biggest presidential landslides in American history, completing his party's century-long switcheroo. In the 2020 presidential election, Republicans won 70% of white voters in the former Confederate states. The GOP is like a black cookout, a whole lot of whiting. Oh, Mikey's back. I guess he can take it from here. Wait, did my Uncle Rob just hijack my book again? I bet he told you about the lily whites, didn't he? Did he make the fedora joke? Please don't tell me he made the fish fry joke. Oh man, I'm sorry. It could be worse. He could have told you what dindu means. Aside from the jokes from 1979, Uncle Rob is right. Republicans are now the party of the alt-right. It is the party of economic anxiety and birtherism. It is the party of Donald Trump, the Muslim ban, the border wall, David Duke, and all the white supremacists running for election on the Republican ticket in the 2022 midterms. Republican leaders now spout white supremacist theories, asking what non-whites have done for civilization. They appeal to Islamophobia and its anti-immigrant base by repeating rhetoric that has no basis in fact. They rally right-wing support under the guise of patriots and American values. It is the party of white people. And lest one think the Democrats have emerged as anti-racist heroes, they are not so much for black people as they are the opposition party for the GOP. Since the Civil Rights Act, 98% of Democratic senators and 82% of the men and women appointed to the federal judiciary have been white. Democrats have never elected a black Speaker of the House or Senate Majority Leader. While its base is inarguably more diverse, the Democratic Party is still run by the brand of white men who compromise 2/5 of black people's humanity for the sake of national unity. No, the GOP is not more racist than the Democratic Party. A party is just a name and a logo. There has always been a party that has served as the home for white supremacy, and the Republican Party is just the current base. You can call it the Democratic, Republican, Conservative, or MAGA, but among Southern whites, there ain't but one.
Did he say MAGA?
He did.
Wow. Go ahead.
But he said you can call it the Democratic, Republican, Conservative, or MAGA.
Because they're all the same thing. Go ahead, sis.
But among Southern whites, there ain't but one party, the anti-Black Party. So while future history books might one day credit Sean Puff P. Diddy Puff Daddy Brother Love Combs with convincing people to wear bleached linen outfits to shindigs, America is the originator of the white party. The country has always had a two-party political system. White people, everybody else. Until the presidential election of 1948, the Democratic Party was the party of Jim Crow, segregation, and the Ku Klux Klan. In all the presidential elections between 1880 and 1947, Herbert Hoover, who ran against Catholic New York Democrat Al Smith, was the only Republican to win more than 3 of the southern slaveholding states, which included Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and West Virginia. But this doesn't mean the Republican Party was welcoming to Black voters. The Dixiecrats selected Strom Thurmond, who was only 46 years old at the time, as their presidential candidate and based their new party's platform on segregation. In the 1948 presidential election, the Dixiecrat Party's platform of strict segregation won 4 southern states and placed second in a 5th, ending the solidly Democratic South. But something interesting happened. In 1964, Republicans nominated Barry Goldwater, an Arizona senator and GOP chairman, who showed his adherence to white supremacy by voting against the Civil Rights Act. Goldwater chose New York Congressman William E. Miller for a running mate, who warned against Democratic candidates being soft on crime, a reference to civil rights protesters staging demonstrations in cities across the country. The tactic didn't win the election, but the party of Lincoln made significant inroads in the South for the first time since the Civil War. Not only were the pro-segregationist states the only states they won, but literally to this day, the Democratic Party has never regained control of the South. Since then, every Republican president has gone all in on the Southern strategy by dog whistling to white voters. Richard Nixon promised a war on crime to keep the blacks in line. Ronald Reagan proved he wasn't soft on crime by doubling the prison population during his time in office. Maybe the most famous soft on crime ad was George H.W. Bush's racist Willie Horton ad, or the time he pulled crack cocaine out in the Oval Office to explain, "We need more prisons." While that might sound like I'm calling these presidents racist, I'm not. We don't know what's in the hearts and minds of politicians. We can only judge them by what they do. And just as they demonize civil rights protests by connecting them to crime, right-wing conservatives continue to weaponize white fear as a cattle prod to herd white voters under the GOP tent. After Reagan manufactured the scourge of non-existent welfare queens, George H.W. Bush ramped up mass incarceration and the war on drugs to protect the American people from the coming horde of Negro crack babies, despite the fact that 3 times as many whites had ever used crack as blacks. In the 1990s,
You hear that?
and let me say, 3 times as many whites had ever used crack as blacks.
So there was more white crackheads than black crackheads.
Come on.
And guess what? The drug epidemic, there's more white people strung out on drugs than there is black folks. There's more white people accepting welfare and government assistance than black folks. All right, sister, go ahead.
In the 1990s, Newt Gingrich updated the Republican Party's anti-black rhetoric by convincing Middle America that political correctness was going to make their bigotry illegal and affirmative action would steal their jobs. 3 decades later, fentanyl, Mexican caravans, Colin Kaepernick, CRT, cancel culture, and the woke mob have replaced crack babies, communist protesters, black power, secret Marxist protesters, and political correctness. But none of these things proves that the Republican Party is racist. They prove that America is racist. Over time, these racial dog whistles and culture wars have proven themselves as effective political techniques. Republicans couldn't win elections consistently if these bigoted ideas weren't shared by a majority of white America. It is entirely possible that Republican politicians aren't racist. It is not reasonable to believe that most white people are not. But just like the slaveholding declarers of independence and the white nationalists who started an uncivil race war, and the Reconstruction era terrorists, and the white women who advocated for necessity of lynching, and the segregationists, and the mass incarcerated raiders, and the vote suppressors, and the election denying insurrectionists who just wanted to make America great again, they will deny that white supremacy is their ultimate goal, but their votes show it. The success of politicians who openly espouse the premises of white supremacy shows it. This country's history shows it. The ones who claim they want to make America great again have never lifted a finger to transform this make-believe democracy into a more perfect union. They didn't do nothing. 3 little questions. Since the signing of the Voting Rights Act in 1965, no presidential candidate has won a majority of black voters and a majority of white voters. Why? A, is this a serious question? You know why. B, I have no idea why white voters have different political goals than every other racial and ethnic demographic of voters in America, but I'm sure there's a reason. C, maybe you should ask white people. D, racism. 2, which term best describes pre-Goldwater Democrats in the modern-day Republican Party? A, Southern conservatives. B, right-wing. C, anti-black. D, pro-white. That's all of them. Number 3, when did America become a democracy? When all white men won the right to vote? When white women won the right to vote? When black people won the right to vote? I'll let you know. D, I'll let you know. Activity, identify politics. Euphemisms are often used to describe political groups. With no research whatsoever, guess whether the following euphemism is used to describe a group that is mostly white, black, or equally proportionate. Number 1 is red states. Number 2 is states' rights. Number 3 is Dixiecrats. Number 4, evangelicals. Number 5, Goldwater Republicans. Number 6, alt-right. Number 7, Reagan. Number 8, family values. Number 9, silent majority. Number 10, Christian conservatives. Number 11, black voters. Number 12, soccer moms. Number 13, NASCAR dads. Number 14, the Negro vote. Number 15, suburban voters. Number 16, economically anxious. Number 17, MAGAs. Number 18, urban voters. Number 19, liberals. Number 20, independent voters. Number 21, college-educated voters. And number 22, conservatives. Food stop. Chicken bog versus Perlo. The biggest dispute you've never heard of is between two African-inspired dishes that are rooted in slavery and the Gullah Geechee community. Although they both originated in South Carolina and are often confused with each other, they are two entirely different things with entirely different cultures. Enter chicken bog versus chicken perlo. What is chicken bog? Chicken bog originated in the coastal regions of South Carolina near the PD River. Legend has it that in the mid-1800s, two slaves, Gibby and Potty, lived on a plantation owned by Henry Buck, who owned more than 100 slaves. The pair would boil chicken, sausage, onions, peppers, seasoning, and anything else they could find. Once the chicken became soft, they would remove the bones, throw in some rice, and have enough to feed dozens of enslaved people. That's still the recipe for chicken bog. It's still said to be called that because the chicken is bogged down in the rice. Others say the name comes from the boggy land in the area, while my Aunt Erlene says the name comes from what you get when you eat too much chicken bog. A big old gut. What is chicken perlo? Chicken perlo is a low country dish that is kind of like chicken bog, except it's not wet. While chicken perlo is the predominant form of perloing, there is also seafood perlo, everything perlo, and I'm sure there is someone who is being frowned upon by the ancestors for making vegetarian perlo. Perlo is basically akin to the West African jollof and relies less on the flavor of the chicken than a bog. And I know what you're thinking, but you're wrong. No, a chicken bog is not just a moist perlo, nor is a perlo a dry bog. Why is this even in a book? In South Carolina's African American communities, this topic is as important as sugar versus salt on grits, sugar in cornbread, or whether or not all cakes are just bougie pound cakes. Chicken bogs are the #1 form of fundraising in South Carolina. They fund baseball teams and send dance crews to state competitions. If a kid sells you a ticket to a bog, you can just stop by on the bog day and pick up a plate. It's basically like a raffle where everyone wins. Every year, the small town of Loris, South Carolina, holds a chicken bog festival because that's where chicken bog was supposedly invented. You seem very bog biased. I come from bog people, so I am admittedly chicken bog biased. And you don't make some chicken bog, you make a chicken bog. The entire pot is one singular thing, like a school of fish or a mob of white people. But perlo has its advantages. The problem is, unless you know a woman from the Charleston area who speaks Geechee, knows a little bit of roots, and wears a bonnet more than she wears shoes, finding great perlo is very rare. It's a skill, and people in Charleston will not hesitate to perlo shame people for having inadequate perlo. On the other hand, anyone can make a good bog, even white people. So which is better? This might not be satisfying, but here is the answer. If you had to sample one of these dishes from a random person, you can't go wrong with chicken bog. But the best perlo wins against the best bog any day of the week. It doesn't matter because I think you see where I'm going here. South Carolina is just better than everywhere else. The end of the multiracial coalition. Leading up to North Carolina's 1898 election, Wilmington, North Carolina was a majority black town where African Americans held political positions and economic power. While North Carolina politics was dominated by white Democrats, white Republicans and populists in Wilmington sided with black Republicans and formed the Fusion Coalition on a platform that included free public education and voting rights for black men.
Stop right there real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of education real quick, why don't they teach our children cursive writing anymore?
Because they don't want them to be able to read older documents and historical like they don't want them to be able to read historical documents and decipher the information within them if they're brought forth either on the internet or in a book. Like they won't be able to read it because they've never been taught that.
Did I send you that video?
No.
Yesterday?
No.
There's this video explaining how they have purposely taken out teaching our children how to write in cursive and of course read. So if you don't know the letters of cursive writing, you can't read cursive writing, correct? So our children are growing up never having to learn their signature either. So this pushes the agenda of what? Electronic signatures. Ooh, y'all. Anybody can sign your name electronically.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yes, you're correct about us being able to not read the old documentations, because we know that the Constitution and other historical documents are written in what? Cursive. That's all they did back in the day. Even when I was a little girl, nobody really printed.
Yeah.
Mostly everything was done in cursive handwriting. So this is why it's really important to grab your children and bring them out of this educational system, because they are really just trying to dumb your child down. They're not teaching them the things that they truly need to be a productive, powerful impact in this earth. I mean, seriously, if you go to the schools, they're not being taught.
No.
They're not being taught what they need. And how in the world, who even put the law into place to take out cursive writing? That was one of the things I was learning that in the first grade. We went from ABCs, and now you got to do your regular A and your cursive A. We was learning simultaneously how to print and how to write in cursive. So now my grandchildren is not going to be able to write in cursive or read cursive writing unless they're taught. Unless they're taught.
And it didn't even take a decade for them to eradicate that. But my brother is 9 years younger than me, and so between the time I went through school and the time he went through school, they got rid of it. My mom had to teach him.
Yeah. This is crazy. And this is part of they are very strategic at what they're doing. All right, let's finish this up.
Say that, sis. Evil, wicked.
Very wicked.
And like you said, sis, with anybody being able to sign your signature, the AI this AI stuff, it will make it more. They'll be more susceptible to it because they'll forge stuff as true historical things, but it's not, and they won't have a clue because they don't even know that they won't even know something as simple as, wait a minute, this would have been in cursive, not printed, right? So something's wrong here.
So just like they tampered with the so-called Bible, they'll tamper with these documents. They'll retranslate these documents.
Yes.
But really, then the retranslation is the distribution of deception.
Mm-hmm.
You better believe that Bible, that current Bible that you have, there are major big differences if you get a Bible that was from the 1700s. If you get an actual one that was from the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s. Not even, and even those have been changed and tampered with.
Yeah, there are so many.
Yeah, okay, buffoonery.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
9 white men, upset with being subject to Negro rule, started a campaign to unseat the fusionist, while the Democratic Party chairman declared, North Carolina is a white man's state, and white men will rule it, and they will crush the party of Negro domination beneath a majority so overwhelming that no other party will ever dare to attempt to establish Negro rule here. Ooh, it's right there, sis. They tried to take away our rulership. They admit it right here in this book. We are the rulers. And they know it. Woo! Another party leader boasted that the election would be the meanest, vilest, dirtiest campaign since 1876. The slogan of the Democratic Party, from the mountains to the sea, will be but one word, nigger. They declared that Wilmington's white minority needed to unite and enforce the law through lynching if they wanted to stop the city's epidemic of black men raping white women. To reinforce their point, they pointed to a speech by Rebecca L. Felton, a prominent feminist in Georgia, who in August of 1897 expressed the most concern for the non-existent plague of white women being raped by ravenous black men, explaining, if it needs lynching to protect women's dearest possession from the ravening human beast, then I say lynch 1,000 times a week if necessary.
y'all like them snow rats, huh?
The hypocrisy, sis. After all the raping they did to our men and women and children. The hypocrisy.
Well, you heard them say non-existent.
Yes.
Non-existent so-called raping of white women. Mm-hmm. It's never been that. Ever. And like you said, the caucasity.
Okay. Literally had us on breeding farms so they could make more slaves.
Forcing brothers and sisters to have sex with each other, and forcing just disgusting, vile stuff, right?
Abominable things that they love to do.
Oh, they love it. They love it. I mean, just all you got to watch Nat Turner. You'll get a little sliver of it. Watch the movie Nat Turner,
Birth of a Nation,
where when Nat and his team go out and start to seek revenge on the white man, when they bust up in their house, the little black children that's in the beds of these disgusting white men. Mm-hmm. All right, sis, let's go.
Alexander Manley, who co-owned the Daily Record, Wilmington's only daily black-owned newspaper, decided to refute the allegation. In the editorial, usually attributed to Manley, the writer pointed out that Wilmington was filled with mixed-race children because white men were more often than not the interracial rapist, adding that white women were really having consensual sex with black men because they
watch the movie Mandingo. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Because they couldn't be sexually satisfied by white men. Meetings of this kind go.
I just saw a video of a white woman stating that the reason why white women work out so hard to get real super skinny
Uh-huh.
is because their men desire children. Doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, but their men they love having intercourse and relationships with children. So the white woman and we see them at the gym.
Yeah.
The white woman, she'll be
This
big.
Yeah, literally
Skin
and bones.
Just skin hanging off the bone. And she'll be on the treadmill or on the, what is that thing called? Stairmaster.
Stairmaster, yeah.
To look like a little child. Mm-hmm. To look like, have the body of a youth.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what their men like.
Mm-hmm.
They like that.
And they're constantly getting those surgeries and the Botox and taking all kinds of medications and stuff. They do everything to try to hold on to their youth because of their men's sinister desires. Mm-hmm. That's sick.
For children.
Yeah.
And that's not a secret. Y'all know that's in, that pedophilia is in your race. That's why I don't know why everybody acting so surprised with the Epstein files.
Right.
Because this is something y'all inherently do. Don't cry if it don't apply. But we know as a nation, the Caucasoid, the Caucasian race, that pedophilia is strong.
Mm-hmm. Very.
It's strong.
They're trying to push to legalize it.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all love the LGBT and y'all love the pedophilia. Mm-hmm. And y'all pushing real tough for it. And your women is just as wicked as you are. Mm-hmm. That's the thing, sis. Mm-hmm. We gotta stop acting like these.
Oh yeah, like they're just as guilty. Not more.
These wildebeest women ain't the same as they men.
Yeah, and they are.
They're just as wicked.
It's disgusting. It's very disgusting.
They are just as wicked. Y'all, the women is in the school system. That's why you gotta, man. I'd take my child. If I had if my children were school age, they would not be in school. Not knowing what I know. Mm-hmm. Not knowing what I know.
Absolutely not.
How these women, their agenda is to push our children into, number one, not getting the best education. Number two, pushing homosexual agenda onto our children, and even the pedophilia. Because I know of a couple of teachers here that was accused of white women accused of having relations with our boys.
Wow. Of course.
And that's going on in these schools too. So you need to keep an eye on not just your little children, your teenage children too, with these white women teachers. Because these little boys are going to be little boys.
Right.
And you need a woman that is not secure in who she is and understanding her role of being an authority figure in that child's life. You get these little sick little 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old white women up in the school, and a little boy, a black boy that might be taller than her. You know what I'm saying? He's built. Mm-hmm. Our boys are. That's how they built. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're coming into their manhood. Mm-hmm. Not just that, they're horny. They're teenagers. Come on now. And then say something off to the teacher, and then she responds not the way she's supposed to respond.
Right.
Because her eye's always been on our boys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a whole lot. And I guarantee, if you ask some of these young men that have come up in school, if they ever had relations with a teacher, a lot of them will tell you yes. Mm. They just never said anything, and she got away with it. Mm-hmm. And do you know, it's not funny. That messes up a young boy. He's supposed to be rejected by the authority adult and put in his place. Even if he's the one that's doing the advancing, that messes him up. Yeah. All right, sis, let's go.
Meetings of this kind go on for some time until the woman's infatuation or the man's boldness bring attention to them, and the man is lynched for rape, the editorial continued. Every Negro lynched is called a big burly black brute, when in fact many of those who have thus been dealt with had white men for their fathers and were not only not black and burly, but were sufficiently attractive for white girls of culture and refinement to fall in love with them, as is very well known to all. Don't ever think that your women will remain pure when you are debauching ours, added the writer. You sow the seed, the harvest will come in due time.
Got that right.
White Wilmington was furious. After holding a political rally that was literally called the White Supremacy Convention, the white residents loaded the ballot box with fake votes and warned African Americans what would happen if they voted. By election day, many black Wilmingtonians had decided not to vote, hoping to avoid violence. The Fusionists won anyways. On the morning of the election, the White Supremacy Party issued a White Declaration of Independence and demanded that the black residents of Wilmington hand over Manly or make him leave town within 24 hours of the issuance of the declaration. They also declared that their superior intelligence should be recognized by allowing them to be in charge regardless of votes. The black leaders wrote a letter explaining that they were just as outraged by Manly's editorial as everyone else. They hadn't even voted, so it must have been white people who planted the Fusionists to remain in power. Plus, they had already sent Manly on his way, so there was no need for violence. The next morning, about 500 white Wilmingtonians went to the armory, armed themselves, and burned down the office of Manly's newspaper. By the time they reached the black section of town, the mob had grown to around 2,000. After killing a few black people on the way, they forced the Fusionist mayor, police chief, and aldermen to resign at gunpoint. As blacks fled the city, the terrorists dragged the most prominent black businessmen to the train station, and in front of a crowd of applauding white people, forced them to board the train. Since 1898, Wilmington has been a majority white town ruled by a white majority. In 1900, North Carolina inserted a poll tax, a grandfather clause, that a literacy test clause in the state's constitution, disenfranchising the next two generations of black voters. And chapter 16 is called Homework.
All praises. Thank you, everyone, for residing with us on today with Truth Filled Tuesday. And we are just really pushing for our people to come out of these systematic systems that we are caught up in. Get educated, get these books, raise your vibrations on what's going on within our people, not what's going on with what they got going on, but within our people. We need to start coming up with strategies on how to help one another, and coming up with strategies on how to just come together and get separated from these people, these other nations. All right. We thank you for being with us. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so via Gmail at keeperofmysis@gmail.com. You can also message us on our Keeper of My Sis message board on Facebook. If you would like to sow into our lives, mine and Yasatari's lives, you can do so via Cash App at $ Keeper of My Sis. Also, if you would like to listen to the music that we do, we have links up top that you can get a hold of. If you'd like to join our fitness page, Yah for Zion Fitness, that link is up top also. Get strong with us. We are here on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. in the morning and Saturdays at 11 a.m. in the morning, Yah willing. Tuesdays for Keeper of My Sis, and Saturdays for Shabbat Fellowship. So we love you all so very much. Thank you again for joining us today on Truth Filled Tuesday, Keeper of My Sis. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Let's push this information about our people out. Let's push this information about our enemies out so we can do better and be the greatest that YAHUAH has called us to be. All right. We love you guys so very much. All right. Stay tuned. We will see you Saturday, y'all willing, for Shabbat Fellowship. Shalom.
Shalom.
Bye.